Dear students, welcome back. It is the second video for week 5th, technical and business writing, and we are learning sources for the writing. Dear students, we have learned that writing is quite a challenging task and it is not easier. Therefore, it has to be learned. But the students who are interested in writing, they should firstly rely on the basic sources and they should start from the personal writing. These sources include the observations, personal experiences, experiments. These sources provide us a first-hand information and can help us searching the data, point of view, and other information which is important for the writing. Now we are going to talk about another important source. They are the feelings. You know, writers are the most sensitive people of the society. They are the people who feel the pain, who feel the happiness, who feel like, everything around them helps them and their feelings drive them to write. For example, literary writers, clear writers of the poems, they are impressed by the natural beauty, maybe some horrible incident impresses that or arises the feeling of sorrowfulness, and out of that sorrowfulness the person is writing a poem, a painter paints a picture, okay, a person portrays something, a film writer writes a film or movie or a drama. Personal feelings are one of the very powerful sources for the writers. Let's, for example, uh, in newspapers, people write letters to the editors and they highlight various problems, like the problem of the pollution, diseases, disorder, street crime, okay, moral bankruptcy, inflation, clear, political instability. People write in the newspapers, they write blogs, just being moved by their own feelings. They are living human being and they are sensitive. Fine. So right, feelings are one of the very strong source for the writers who are learning writing. Although in scientific writing and in the business writings, we never let our feelings to overrun the real subject matters. That is something different. But in creative writing, in business writing, in creative writing, in literary writing, in media writing, okay, feelings play a very, very, they play very major role. Clear? For and uh, for example, we continue the same topic that you are writing about the dirt or pollution and uh, infectious diseases in your city, in your village, in your locality. Okay, so you can mention your feelings. Clear? When some person, obviously, when someone observes something, okay, he meets the people, listen to their conversation. He himself has gone through a worst experience. then obviously feelings come out, feelings brim in the brain, feelings prick in the heart, and he writes. So you must include feelings as the form of writing, and you remember this, that the right piece of writing which expresses or which diagnoses or which runs on the human feelings is very much appreciated, and that piece of writing is called masterpiece, in which things appear like there is a feeling, there is a life. Well, for example, when some person you found him, I mean, once some person is himself experienced the dirt or has been bitten by a mosquito and is undergoing some huge temperature, went out to the hospital, faced the fatigue and much more, clear? Then these feelings become a source of writing. They become a sore motivation for one to write. And there are so many people in the world when they personally experienced some uh, bad luck, they experienced something in the life, then they came towards writing. When they start movements, then they start talking to the people and highlighted those issues. And the finally is the research. All the personal experiences, experiments, observations, and other things are enough. But to validate your ideas, to put or to give strong knowledge based foundations, we must research. And research is scientific method of exploring and validating something. Research is a scientific process of investigating, designing, developing, implementing, suggesting. Clear? Fine. So this is the scientific method, scientific way to explore the reality through observations, and it can include lots of ingredients. I mean, it starts with observation, then interviews, survey, data collection, and much more. For example, let's pack that what they can include. Fine. For example, in come to this first slide. Fine. Here come to the first slide, that you find how the people are collecting information and data. This is the second primary sources: interviews, audio, video recordings, uh, theater, clear, literary work, theatrical work. Secondary resources: radio documentaries, books, televisions. Fine. So I just wanted to refer you towards that. Then comes the research, and a researcher finds out first the information from the printed form. They select books, they read the latest research papers, they collect information. Clear? I mean, they are the two very strong ways of the information. Fine. Students, next, move next. Surveys we have done, and now it is how one can be and how one can be an efficient writer. In order to become efficient writer, we can and we have to find or follow the certain principles. So this heading reads how you can improve your writing skills. The very first thing is that these are the tips that the veteran writers, experts writers do follow. Number one, know the basic principles of writing. That before you start writing, we must understand the basic principles of writing. For example, sources we have discussed, mods we have discussed, that what is description, narration, exposition, clear? And then what are the strategies of writing? Pre-writing, clustering, journalist questions, clear? Then sentences, types of sentences, sentences structures, transitions, figurative language, clear? Uh, Modifications, fine? Use of adjectives, adverbs, and related information. They are the very first thing. You have to have a command over the language and the writing norms. Second thing is read more. No person can claim to become accomplished writer unless he is a thorough reader. Reading is one of the important thing. Read more and more and more. And for a writer, one should not limit himself only to the field he is working in. Rather than this, it is preferred he should read about the other related fields. For example, someone is a computer scientist, he's a software engineer. It doesn't mean that he simply talks or reads about techniques of the software engineering. He must learn about mathematics. He should read about the physics. He must talk about the computer architectures or about the innovation in the cloud and other sources. Fine. So that his basic knowledge or the affiliated fields may improve his practical skills. Sketch out a solid outline first. Fine. In professional writing, we must make a solid, brief outline. Clear? And the outline is that what is the main idea, topic, then introduction, its theory, scope, and causes, effects, system, mechanism, procedures. There should be an outline first. Clear? Develop a clear message. Our point of view must be clear. For example, you say that mismanagement and the mismanagement is the failure of the national economy. Or you say corruption and mismanagement is the failure of the national economy. Develop a clear message. You are writing something about current affairs or the price hiking or the weak economy, and you have to have a clear point. Corruption and mismanagement are the two cardinal killers of the economy. Clear message. Fine. Be straightforward and don't ramble. Clear? Ideas must be clear. Say something, everything straightforward. Fine. And do not create intricacies of the conceits, hidden words, expression between the lines. Be straight to the point. Experiment with word choice. Good writers are always in search of words, as the boys are in search of colors, in search of the butterflies, in search of the pets, in search of chocolates. Therefore, writers are in search of good words, and they are the words which create the colors in the writing. Fine. And a good word can make an image, can create an image. Fine. So some people say words are currency, currency for thoughts, and words have their own life. They do not die. They give, they live long. And once we utter these words, they are not ours. They become him who listens, and it is up to him that how he gives the meanings. Choice of the words are a wonderful thing. Let's give you a story. For example, in the old time, saw a king had a dream. He found that he is standing in a graveyard and there are so many people around. Other day, the king went to the court and asked one of his sagacious, uh, we can say wazir or sagacious scholar. He told him, I had a dream last day and I found myself standing in a graveyard shedding tears, and I was quite old that time. That scholar interpreted, sir, uh, your children or loved ones will die and you will have to attend their funeral. The king became sad and furiated. He ordered and imprisoned or killed that scholar who gave the interpretation. He called the next and asked him, I had a dream last night and I found standing in the graveyard and shedding tears. What is this interpretation? The other scholar said, Your Highness, God will bless you, Allah will bless you long life, and you will experience so many happiness and so many sad events. I'm happy that you will live long. The king became happy and rewarded him. And same time the king said, the former gentleman, the first scholar, said the same thing, but the choice of the words he had was not up to my feelings. By this story, you can understand that your words can win a heart or can break a heart, can win a customer or can lose a customer. Fine. So experiment with the words. Daily find new words, learn about their idiomatic use, contextual use, and do use it in your writing. And you know that the vocabulary is one of the major problem, cardinal issue for the students. They often complain in writing classes, sir, we don't have the words, sir, we don't have the words, sir, we don't have the dictionary. What is the solution? And the only solution I say that whenever you read a piece of paper, collect the difficult words and use them in your sentences. Portray your personality in your writing. Clear? Mean you should express, mean you should opt a style. Your style of writing should be peculiar. Your choice of the words, sentence structure, logic, reasoning, that should be your own. For example, when we read a poem, article, or a column in the newspaper, often the people identify that who is the writer behind. Second thing is the expert writers eliminate overly complex words. That complicated words, intriguing words, the words which may have different meanings, find quite unique, obsolete, and old words, they should not be used. Use the vocabulary of the day, the vocabulary which people know, the vocabulary which people want to know. Clear? And complex words make the writing complex. And it is the reading. It is obvious. For example, if I bring a piece of writing from the old English, even the professors of the English won't be able to understand because they are now complex words. They have no use nowadays. Emphasize with your readers. This is very important. Dear students, emphasize with your reader. Sorry, empathize with your reader. Emphasize not, sorry, I mispronounced. Empathize with your reader. Means show empathy, love, relation with your reader. And in your writing, they should be the very catchy words, sympathy words, fine with the readers. Do not use the words like over static, over complex words. Mean in writing, it should be a narrative type. You know this, that the native people the native English people, when they write a book, they do not write a book like we do. They start with a quotation, they start with as if they are talking to us. They use some very formal conversational words. Fine. Anticipate your audience questions. Mean what write according to the mind and expectation of your audience. Mean what they may know, what they may like to know. Clear? And especially in creative writing, in content writing, in blog writing, in media writing, people have to understand the questions in the minds of the other people and they write accordingly. The students, next is understand that the first drafts are bad most of the time. And do not, it is, read this sentence between the lines. Understand that the first drafts are bad most of the time. It means that once some person has started writing, should not expect your writing to be fault free, to be captivating, to be very, very smooth. It doesn't happen because writing takes time. And when you write, often the first attempts are wrong. Let's, for example, when you write a paragraph first time, you have written a research paper first time, and you submit it to your teacher or supervisor, and you find it read and circled and deleted and omitted. The reason is that you need understanding. Every time when you take a paper to your supervisor, he identify and delineate some problems and identify the corrections. Mean practice and patience. They are the two very major things for improvement in writing. Be a ruthless editor. This is a very important thing, that once you have written something, do not feel it as now our students do. The common practice is that students just pick up a pen and they solve and they expect that everything is clear. Never. Read over and again. Identify the errors. Try to include more better ideas, more better expressions. And for this, there are certain techniques. and they're called the basic writing techniques. And there is a free writing technique. Once idea has come into your mind, okay, for example, you are working on a research paper and you just pick up a pen, make your mind and start writing something on that topic. Okay, settle the time for 10 minutes or 15. Where you feel tired or your ideas seem over, then stay and reread it. Pick up a pen, and the relevant ideas relevant to your purpose and topic, keep them, whereas the other ideas must be eliminated. Eliminate the other irrelevant ideas. And you find that you have written 15 lines and there are only 4 lines left. Then work, loop it, rewrite, and make more readable and smooth. Clear? By this process, your ideas will be aligned. Dear students, I'm sure that this discussion, that how can we become improved writers, we need extensive work, and this skill of writing is not going to end with your degree. Rather, it is going to start and giving you more benefit with this degree. I'm sure. Thank you. You have learned it. Thank you very much.